Alright, hi guys, welcome back to the Kneady Homesteader channel, and day 3, and what should be our last day together feeding our heirloom sourdough starter, which we received as a live culture. I will leave a link up above to the very first video. I'll also leave a link to the playlist so you can watch all 3 videos. Woo! And I have to say, you guys, I'm really excited. This worked out beautifully. For anybody out there who struggles with sourdough starter, getting it started, getting it going, feeding it, making, starter can take anywhere from, they always say 7 to 10 days, but it can take up to 14 days to get it going, especially in the winter if you live in a cold area. So, I'm really excited about this. I think this is a great option for you guys. Buying live culture from a stable culture that has been around. This particular one has been around since 1916. Now, somebody asked me about, when you feed it and you're using your water with your flour, is it the original San Francisco 1916 starter? And to that I say, yes and no. There has been research that shows that some of the microorganisms can last decades. However, sourdough starter is one of those like living, breathing, things. That's why we name it. So it changes, it adapts, it changes. It's going to change every time you use a different flour. Even if you used unbleached, all-purpose, organic flour from King Arthur nonstop from here for the next 10 years, every time you get that batch of flour, a different bag, it's going to be different. Your air is different. It picks up bacteria in the air. The water, it's going to be forever changing. That's one of the beautiful things about sourdough starter. However, our main goal with buying a live culture was buying something that is already extremely stable and already going, so that if you struggle, all you have to do is feed it for 3 days and you should be good to go. Now we're going to read through what it says from here on out, day 3 on, and then we're going to feed it together. And I will leave the links all down below to everything I'm going to use, to the starter itself, which you can get on Amazon. It's $14.99. To me, I think it is well worth it for eliminating the stress and the disappointment if you struggle. Is this going to be ideal for everybody? Not necessarily. If you make starter on your own and you don't struggle, and that's a very easy task for you to do for a week or 2, then by all means, make it. Make it from scratch yourself. This series was for the person that struggles, for the person who has tried making starter time and time and time again, only to never get it activated, or to get it activated only for it to later die or mold, or any number of things that ends up just being really a disappointment. There were so many of you that wanted to really bake sourdough bread. You just struggled with the starter. So this series was about finding a solution for you, and I'm really happy with what we ended up with, and with using this product. And for me, $14.99 is worth it if you can eliminate all that stress, all that work, and all that anxiety that comes with making a sourdough starter, if it just doesn't come naturally for you. Sometimes this stuff doesn't come naturally. For me, I can't ferment. Like, I've tried making vinegars. I struggle with it. So we all have our battles. And if you battle with sourdough starter, look into this. This might be it for you. Somebody else asked me about the pour off. Why can't you make multiple new starters with it? You can. You definitely can. We're just not doing that or focusing on that in this series. Right now, this series is all about just getting one going, just getting one started, so that people can make bread that have been wanting to bake bread. Some of you have been trying this for a couple of years and have never been successful. So these are the people that I'm aiming for. If you want to buy this starter and branch off and make 5, 6, 10 different starters from it, by all means, go and do that. We're just not doing that, and I'm not doing that because I don't need multiple starters. I just want one, and I'm going to be using this starter when we make bread together. And I really want to use this starter when I make my Thanksgiving bread, which is a bread that I put all of the seasoning that I use when I make my homemade stuffing. So, all right, so let's go on, and I'm sorry if I sound a little rough and raspy today. I've had really bad asthma today. Okay, so here we go. We're going to read. We are on the 3rd day now, and it says right off the start, now you can proceed to the maintenance schedule. So we're going to discard all but 40 grams of the starter, and we're going to add 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour, and then we are going to stir it just like we did yesterday to the consistency of peanut butter. So let me grab a new I'm going to get this. Just got that out of the dishwasher. Let's turn this on. Let's put our jar on it. We're going to tear it out. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. And then this is our beautiful starter. Hopefully you guys can see that. It is beautiful, and it more than doubled. Look at how high it went. Beautiful. Now, if you want to do a little bit of a bigger container, this is a weck jar. I have the links to these down below. But this is my favorite container. In this container, as you can see, it has measurements. Hopefully that's showing up on the camera for you. And just to kind of show you the difference in the sizes here a little bit, it's a bit bigger. Can you see that? So when I get ready to feed my starter and increase it a bit, that's the container I like to use. I will leave a link for it down below. But for right now, we're going to stick with the weck jars. And then I will probably start increasing it. Probably on Wednesday I'll start increasing so that by Saturday I'll have enough starter. I'm going to tear this out one more time. My counters are not even. On Saturday I plan on baking sourdough bread with for my stuffing. So okay, let me grab, and I'm just going to give this a little stir. Oh, it's so beautiful, you guys, and it smells incredible. All right, so I'm going to give that a stir, and then we are doing 40 grams. Now, again, I'm going to try to get this as precise as I can since we're doing it together, but for me, if it goes a little over, I never worry about it. Okay, so we're at 41 again. It just seems to like to go over by 1 gram. All right, and then I've got some lukewarm water here, and we're going to tear this out again. And we're going to do 100 grams of water. Oh, tear. Okay. Ooh, so close. Okay, we're doing the 1 again. All right, let's give this a stir first. All right, stir that really well. It's nice and mixed up. You guys can see that. Okay, and then I'll put that back on, and we will tear it. And now we're going to do 100 grams of unbleached organic all-purpose flour from King Arthur. We're going to do a 101 if we can. Ooh, so close. Okay. Just a smidgy. Ooh, there we go. All right. That is done. We can go ahead and turn that off. Get the water out of there. Okay. And then get you here where you guys can hopefully see that. And then we're going to give this a good mix. I like to get all the flour moistened first and then give it a really good stir. And make sure that you're not using any metal utensils because that can kill your starter. So you want wood or you want silicone or plastic. And then we want to make sure that there's no lumps in there. So make sure you really get in there. Make sure the bottom doesn't have any dry flour. And I purposely left in all the parts to these videos so that you guys can see. I don't skip over anything. I've been able to see it in real time. So if you make it yourself, you can make it right along with me. That's how I like to learn. And I wish more content creators filmed like that. So, all right, and that's beautiful. Look at that. Now I've been leaving mine in the oven with the light on. Gives it just the right amount of heat. Now we're gonna move this over. If you wanted to start a second starter and give it to a friend, you can definitely do that. You will have enough in here to be able to do that. This is our new one. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put the little bonnet on. And then we'll take off our God sticker. I have named her. I had to pray over it. So my starter's name is Hagar, because I just did a Bible study on Sarah and Hagar. And Hagar is the only woman in the woman's Bible study where we learn about women in the Bible who was enslaved. And my heart just went out to Hagar and all that she endured. But she was so strong and she was faithful to the Lord. So I named her Hagar. So Hagar is going to go in the oven and she's going to go rest, and she will again double or triple in size. We will feed her now. I will feed her every day this same amount. Okay, so it's going to be 40, 100, 100. And I will start increasing that either Wednesday or Thursday. I will probably use all of her, and so what I'll do is I'll measure out how much this is, and then I'll move from there. So if this is 80, then I'll do 80, 200, and 200. And I want to increase her size so that I have enough of her to be able to make sourdough bread and still have some left over to feed her and get her back going again. So, and then I'm going to finish reading this so that you know, of course, if you buy this starter, it'll come with the directions for you. You can look right online for them too. So, let's see. It says here, only discard and refeed after it has at least doubled. Okay, so waiting for it to at least double is the most important part. If it's not doubled in size, you don't want to feed it. Okay, you will be doing this once a day if you're leaving it at room temperature. I would give it a few more days of doing this until you bake with it. So I'm not going to be keeping any of this. I'm going to keep feeding her, what is it, Monday? So Tuesday, Wednesday. I probably will start doubling her on Thursday. But I'm not going to bake with her until Saturday. So that's another 5 days. Right. So I'm just going to keep feeding her for the next 5 days. After about a week of maintaining at room temperature, you can then go ahead and move it to the fridge. But wait until it is discarded and fed and then doubled at room temperature before you put it in the fridge. Once in the fridge, you can feed it once a week. What I usually do is pull 40 grams from the starter in the fridge and place it in a new jar, and then she adds 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, stir and let sit at room temperature until it doubles, and then put it back in the fridge. If you're baking sourdough more than once a week, I would recommend that it stays out on the counter and you just feed it every day. If you bake only once a week or less than that, I recommend you put your starter in the fridge and only feeding it once a week. So, more than 2 loaves a week, keep it out on your counter, feed it daily. One loaf a week or less, put it in the fridge, feed it weekly. And that is it, you guys. So I hope this was fun for you. It was fun for me. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below. I'm no professional. I'm just a mom who loves to play with bread and loves sourdough. But I'm no professional at sourdough. But if I can do anything to help make this a fun and successful journey for you, I am here for you. I am here to support you and cheer you on and help you in any way that I can. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope for those of you who struggle with sourdough, you give it a try. Let me know how you're doing down below. Let me know how your starter is doing. I know many of you went ahead and ordered it already. Yeah, keep me posted. Let me know what you name your starter. And on Saturday, I'll turn on the camera and I will show you what I'm going to do with my starter. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to go rest my voice now, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys. God bless.